Yo, what up everyone? My name is Wilster. Welcome to the Crank Hustle channel, where I'll talk about all things adventure and hustle. Here is my 2025 Yamaha X-Maxx 300. I'm going to do a 5,000 mile review video on it. I've only had it for 15 days. I bought this thing brand new with 0 miles, and I took it for this adventure called Scooter Cannonball, which is right across the country. I rode from Los Angeles up to Oregon all the way to New Mexico. I didn't complete the Cannonball and I came back home all the way to Los Angeles. I did a 1,000-mile ride in one day. So this is a real life review video of this scooter, not just the weekend ride, you know, not just the commuter, but I mean a real life review video. I had this thing loaded up with all kinds of gear, and I just took this baby along with me on this amazing adventure. So I'm going to tell you all the pros and cons, what I like, what I didn't like, some specs, all that good stuff. And yeah, let's get right into it. So guys, the first thing I want to talk about, because I did take it on such a long journey, one important thing is comfort through all the distance, right? Now I did make one mod. I added this air hog, which is like this bubble, this little air thing, because I already had it on my last scooter, and this thing is great. Although on my 1,000-mile ride, I was like 600 miles in, I ended up just using my my comforter. I put it on here, and I used it like as extra cushion. I did ride the stock seat for a while, but I did notice that after 3 hours of riding, I'm like, yeah, it's gonna feel a little harder. It's gonna feel a little stiff. So this is great if you're gonna be riding more than just commuting. So this thing comes with stock. It comes with this windshield that is adjustable, which is an amazing feature. And before this, I never had a scooter with a windshield that was this high. They were always very low, like the Yamaha's the Honda ADV 160 has an adjustable windshield, but it's still fairly low. Now what I did want to show you guys on this, it's very on stock. Oh, by the way, look, check it out. I just hit 5,000 miles. I don't know if you can see it there. That's the odometer there. I hit 5,000 miles, and I'm like, let me get off and do this video real quick before it hits 1,001. So I got exactly 5,001 miles. Anyway, so check it out. You got the windscreen thing here, and you could just adjust it. You bring it down. Now you bring it down when you want some airflow. And also sometimes I brought it down when I wanted to see the street. Sometimes this thing gets full of bugs, and you're riding through terrain where you really want to see what's there, and you don't want no obstruction. Well, this enables you to just lower the screen. When you're on highways and you're going very fast and you want to have a quiet ride and you want the air to go just right over your helmet, you lift it up. This goes up 2 inches. Super dope thing. This is they started doing this with this model. I absolutely love this. I think I would say this is one of my favorite features about the scooter. Here's a quick look from the front. You could almost just do this just to flex. You don't even need the windshield to go up. You just pull up and, you know, yeah, what's up? Anyway, great feature. So here's the ergonomics of it. So I'm 5'7", okay? I'm not very tall, I'm not short. For me, it's a great posture. My knees are pretty straight. You do get these little panels here, these little things for your foot, and I found myself doing that a lot in the highway. So you just put your feet up and you just kind of lay back. I had a backpack behind me with my sleeping bag, so I kind of just lay back on it. Super comfortable, relaxing. You're just chilling. I love that. Now I can't flat foot it, and I think that's because I added the cushion. It brings you up just a little bit, so I cannot flat foot it, but it's not into a point where like it's not comfortable. I definitely could just put one foot down, but it's not bad. It's just I could put both feet down, but my heel will be maybe like an inch off. That's kind of why I started wearing these boots with a heel, so I can kind of like flat foot it a little bit better. But the posture is great. After that 1,000-mile ride, the only thing that was discomforting was not my back, not my legs. It was my hands from holding this for so long. And what else? What was the other issue? Oh yeah, my butt. I mean, 1,000-mile ride. It was intense. Usually the average ride, I was riding about 500 miles a day, but the seat was pretty good. It was only after that where I kind of felt the discomfort. But I mean, that's really pushing it. I think without the cushion, I probably would have felt my ass hurting after the first 100 or 200 miles. A little on the harder side, but not bad for short rides. Now, when I took this thing on the trip, I had 2 big saddlebags. I had stuff under the seat. I had this backpack loaded. I had my tent up here. I had sleeping bag, sleeping pad. It was fully loaded, very high. I had my oil in there, my laptop. I don't know how much weight, but it literally felt like I had another passenger in the back. But it still performed very well. I was able to, like, when I needed to, I was able to pass cars. You know, cars were doing like 60 miles an hour, and if I needed to, I would like you know, just hit the throttle and then pass them over. No problem. It had enough power to push all of that load and get past cars. Now, if we're going a little faster, like let's say around like 75, 80, that's kind of like where they tapped out on speed because of the load. So I wouldn't pass anyone. And if they're doing slower than that, I would definitely go ahead and pass them over. Elevation was great. The elevation gain, the performance with the elevation gain was great. So I was able to like maneuver it pretty well with the load. However, on slow speeds, when I tried to turn, I dropped it twice. I dropped the bike twice. One was because I was kind of on a hill and I turned it over. It spilled over and I dropped it. But the good thing is the saddlebag protected it. I think I got a couple scuffles here. Nothing major. It didn't touch any of this here. I think I got a little scuffle here, yeah, on this. But that's it. And the second time is because when I did a U-turn, I hit some sand and I dropped it. So I noticed that my top speed with all the load, I'd say top speed was 80 miles an hour, 81, 82. Downhill, I got about 85. And then going uphill, like up elevation, like I would say around between 60 and 70. I was pushing it going up a hill. Not super steep, but just kind of elevate, like a slight elevation gain. So it did well. Now I'm coming from smaller scooters. You know, I haven't ridden anything bigger than this, except for my training course. I rode a cruiser bike, but so I just want to clear that up because I'm coming from small bikes to big bikes. I know if someone was coming from a bigger bike to a smaller bike, their review might be a little bit different. So I've been riding the bike just for a little bit without the load, and I do notice it performing way snappier. I was able to do a speed test right now. I got about 98 miles an hour. That's my top speed, and I was right here with this big backpack. So that's without the load. The acceleration on it is snappy. It just takes off. And that's, I mean, 95% of the time I've been using the scooter with that heavy load, and just that other 5% was without. Right now that I'm using it, right now that it's broken in and I've been using it without all that stuff, this thing performs great. Real quick, miles per hour. Now the X-Maxx advertises 76 miles per gallon. I have been getting an average of like 60 miles per gallon on this trip with the load, which is not bad. It has 3.4 gallon capacity. I fill her up, and after about 150 to 175 miles, I have to put fuel in her. Now there is still a lot of reserve, so you could probably get more miles to gallon if you let the gas run out, but I don't let it get to that. I fill her up before it runs out. But so I guess I would say about 60 miles per gallon. Now when I did that trip, that 1,000-mile trip from New Mexico back to LA, I think I might have gotten less because I was on the highway. Yeah, I was on the highway almost the entire time, and I got maybe like 58 miles per gallon, a little less. 55 to 58, because I was going full throttle the whole time with the full load. The handling I didn't have any issue with the handling. It's just the weight that I had on it with slow speeds and turning, you know, like it's just really hard to control. And I'm not that tall, so I can't really reach and push back. When I try to go to reverse, it's very hard for me to do it because I can't really reach. So I'm like trying to move it back with the tippy toes. But again, that was with that heavy load. Now it's a lot easier to maneuver without it. So I can definitely do it with my height. I can definitely back it up whenever I need to do a U-turn. Now here's one thing. This thing it does wide U-turns. So like if I'm trying to go around in the block, it's not as nimble as my smaller bikes, where I could just kind of do a really sharp U-turn. This baby does a wide turn. So you're like if you're like in a driveway, you want to turn around, you can't just do it with one circle. You're gonna have to turn left, back it up, turn, and maybe do one more, maybe like 3 back and forths, because this thing does do wide turns. This thing is equipped with ABS on front and back, and the smoothness of the braking was great. Now I never had to like do a sudden brake. I did test it out a couple times, and the smoothing is very responsive. It doesn't feel like I had a problem with my ADV, which when you hit the brake, one of them was a drum brake, and it'll kind of like slowly start braking, like it wouldn't be super responsive. And then I have my Zuma, which is disc brakes, no ABS. That thing, if you push the brakes, that thing just stops. But then that's how you get into trouble, because you can slide your wheels. This is that middle ground. I feel the response, but I don't feel it just quickly snap where I feel like I'm gonna lose traction. Now with the ABS, you won't lose traction, but it gives me confidence while braking really hard whenever I need to, or when I just need to apply the necessary brake. So to me, it was just, I didn't really cross my mind. Like I wasn't worried too much about braking, because it was doing its job as it is intended, and no complaints on the braking. Now the lights are LEDs. I added some very bright yellow lights to my ADV with some what do you call them, the crash bars, and they're super bright. Now these are very bright, but they're not close to the 5,000 lumen lights that I have. Actually, let me turn these on so you guys can check it out. All right. And one thing I noticed when I was coming back on that 1,000-mile trip, since I put since my seat was higher because I put my covers there, I noticed in the reflection that these lights stay on at all times, which is great for visibility at night. So when they're always on, you know, cars can distinguish that this is a motorcycle. Sometimes when you just have like one white headlight, it washes off. Oh my God, I got music playing. All right, it washes off. It washes away with all the white lights, so cars at night can't really distinguish if you're a motorcycle or just like a car with a broken headlight, right? This helps cars know that you're a motorcycle. It has these lights in the front, this X, and then it has these yellow lights, so you know people can tell you're a bike. And that's cool, because my other bikes, these things are completely off. They only turn on when you're using the signals. So this is a safety feature, and it looks cool at night. Now I did go through raining conditions. I didn't have the water get in anywhere. All the stuff under the seat stayed dried. The windshield does a great job of protecting you from the water, so it all goes all around you. What else? Now I did ride through very hot weather, and I was on my 1,000-mile ride back. I went through 3 hours of desert at over 100-degree weather. I kept my eye on the coolant, and it stayed steady at between 175 and 185 degrees. So the coolant was doing great, no overheating, which is very surprising with that heavy load that I had. And it just going full throttle for 3 hours straight. I did stop and get gas, obviously, but you know, every time I got back on, just cranked it up all the way. Took it with no problem. Now the under seat is really good. I got a backpack with a laptop in it, and I got batteries in the front. I have a seat, battery. It doesn't fit my helmet. I got a Ruroc helmet. It's a really big helmet. It doesn't fit, but I mean, that's okay. I did try a regular helmet, another one. I forgot what it was. It's a modular helmet. It did fit here on this side. Didn't fit in the front though. I did add this rack that I bought on Amazon for 200 bucks. It's metal. I put it on here, and this backpack was loaded. I'm talking about like loaded, and it was really heavy, like where I had to like really struggle to put it up here. And I went through all kinds of bumps and heavy terrain, and this thing's solid. It didn't become loose. I wasn't really sketched out about it at all. It really did its job in holding up this weight. So now when I do food delivery on it, I'm confident that no matter what I put in there, it's gonna be able to handle the weight. Now I do want to tell you guys one thing that I was very disappointed on: the tires. Now this is not a tire. This is actually my third tire. I just got this tire yesterday. Now this is a wear on the front tire. Still okay, there's still some thread left, but that's typical of front tires. It's the back tire that's the real test. My first tire, the rear tire, the stock one that it comes with, it was completely worn out by 2,900 miles. So much that there was some wire exposed already, and I was not able to ride it anymore. So I struggled to find a tire, but fortunately someone gave me their old stock tire of their X-Maxx that they put 1,500 miles in. With that tire, I was able to bring it all the way back home just with under a millimeter left of thread. So basically went through 2 tires in under 5,000 miles. So the rear tires are just not great. But keep in mind that I did have this thing fully loaded, and I was riding 500 miles a day minimum. So the oil change is extremely easy to do. You remove that bolt there, drain it out, put it back on. You don't even need a measuring cup because it has the little submarine window there, and you can see how clear the oil is. Like, mine is pretty much due for an oil change because I changed it right before that long trip, and it tells you the level that it's in, so it's up there. And there was one trip that I did that was really harsh. The oil level went all the way down, but I was able to easily see it here and just top it off. You open this, and as you're loading it up, this starts going up, so you just have to fill it up to the top. So oil changes, very easy. I did like 4 oil changes. I should have done more, but because of how harsh I was driving. But yeah, I was you're supposed to do them the break-in at 600 and every 4,000 miles. But the way I ride these things, I do 130 to 180 miles per day doing food delivery. It's probably from the drop. So I'm gonna do my oil change more frequently. I think I might even do them every 1,500 miles. We'll see, but definitely not every 4,000. That's way too distant. So far after 5,000 miles, I haven't heard any squeaks, any rattles, nothing, no weird noises coming out. Everything seems to be sounding like how I just bought it. And that's good because, well, it's only 5,000 miles. I know my ADV started making noises after 20,000 miles. So I was like, wait a minute, that's not supposed to be there. So I guess maybe on that it's too early to tell. Alright, so we got pretty loud honk. I got no complaints there. It gives you a little warning thing. The display is really neat. With these 3 buttons here, you can kind of navigate it. You can go back, home, and just control everything here. Check out all the specs. Average fuel, trip time 99 hours. Goddamn. So man, 86. Here it tells you the coolant, 162 degrees Fahrenheit. Battery, my average speed, and then here you got your music. You can pair your phone up, windscreen settings. You can turn off traction control, connection. Here you can pair your Bluetooth, which I'm not done yet. Here you can easily just reset your maintenance clock. The oil, see, I just changed it. I gotta change it again. V belt 5,000. Oh damn, I gotta. Oh yeah, it is 5,000 miles. I don't know when you gotta change the belt, but I'll probably do that soon. Yeah, this is a really cool screen, very easy to use. Meter display, you can pick tachometer, eco, or speed. I leave it on eco because it shows you how much when you're currently riding, how much fuel are you wasting per gallon. That was really cool. I kept an eye on that the whole time, and I haven't really messed with navigation. I haven't messed with the built-in Garmin that it has, or Yamaha Connect. I haven't done any of that stuff yet. I was relying on my Android Auto for navigation. It didn't have much room for accessories, so I used these handlebar mounts for the 1 inch ball mounts that I put here, and it was enough for these 2. Overall, guys, I was spending about $30 a day in gas. So you multiply that by 10 days, I think I was, yeah, it was 10 days. So I spent about $300 on gas to get across the country. I'm talking about Los Angeles, California, all the way up to Seaside, Oregon, through Idaho, Washington, Utah, Wyoming, New Mexico, Arizona, and I don't know if I'm missing anything. And it was besides that 1,000-mile ride, all of the rest was mostly back roads, no highways. So very good on gas. I think if I would have done that in the car, it would have been like $1,500, maybe more. I think I covered a lot of parts here. If you guys have any questions about it, let me know. I don't want to be here any longer. I think I've already spent enough time up here. I don't want to get any special visitors. But yeah, guys, that's my 5,000-mile review of my brand new 2025 Yamaha XMAX. From here on out, I'm going to be doing food deliveries on this thing. So maybe in 10,000 miles, not maybe, in 10,000 miles, I'm going to do a review video on how it's like for food deliveries. I set her up this morning. I got the rack ready, I got the backpack, got the seat, got a navigator. I got everything I need for food deliveries. I got my new tire, and I just got to do a tune-up with the oil and probably the gear oil. I'll probably get a spark plug. I don't know. I got to look at the orders manual, see what I got to do. And that's it, guys. You guys let me know any questions, comments, complaints, or anything. You guys, and then if you guys want to see what my adventure was like, I got videos in my YouTube channel. I recorded every day of the trip, in the long format, raw form. And then soon I'm going to upload all the videos in 4K, because I was only able to do 1080p because of internet limitations. Those videos will upload faster, but I will upload them in 4K. But anyway, guys, this is an amazing scooter. I'm absolutely in love with it, aside from those little hiccups. But as I get to ride the scooter more, I'll be able to tell you more information about it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like the video if you got some value out of it, and subscribe to the channel if you guys like to see more. Alright, guys, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace.